It was reported that Taylor Swift had made her way into town, and upon arrival, she was said to have chosen to spend her first evening in a lively fashion by heading to the Santa Barbara Bowl, where Paul McCartney had staged one of his legendary concerts on a Friday night. And those present later mentioned that her car was spotted departing from the area the following morning. An observation that immediately stirred chatter because it seemed she had not wasted a moment after touching down in Los Angeles only hours earlier, her trip coinciding with preparations for her best friend Selena Gomez's wedding, which was only 2 days away. And this timing painted the picture of a pop star balancing friendship, personal commitments, and entertainment all in one sweep, a detail that quickly circulated among fans and media alike. At the same time, attention also shifted toward her fiancé Travis Kelce, who was said to be unable to attend the forthcoming ceremony because he was required on the football field where his team, the Kansas City Chiefs, will be playing the Baltimore Ravens that Sunday. Yet even though he could not join the festivities, he was reported to have left a thoughtful gesture during his Kelsey Jam event when he autographed vinyl records for fans while positioning his signature right beside Taylor Swift's, a small action that many considered a sweet way of acknowledging her despite their separate schedules. Observers close to Selena Gomez's wedding plans explained that the occasion was shaping into a star-studded celebration in Santa Barbara, and it was further noted that Taylor Swift had been given a symbolic role at the ceremony, as she had agreed to be the flower girl, with insiders stating that she would be the one tasked with holding the bride's bouquet until the moment arrived for Selena to toss it to the waiting guests as tradition demands, an arrangement that underscored the deep bond between the two singers. As anticipation grew, one remarkable detail that caught public attention was the fact that a helicopter had been chartered to capture exclusive imagery of the ceremony from above, a decision highlighting both the high profile of the event and the star power of the attendees expected to shine throughout the two-day gathering. A source familiar with the arrangements was quoted explaining that Taylor Swift would not be staying in a hotel during this period, but instead had opted for a private rental home close to the wedding location, with security advisors having recommended that a private residence would offer greater safety and privacy. The exact address deliberately kept hidden from the public eye, a measure considered necessary given her global fame. Reports emphasized that Selena Gomez and her fiancé, Blanco, were planning a highly intimate two-day celebration in Montecito, California, and when news of their engagement had first gone public, Taylor Swift had swiftly left a cheerful remark on Instagram, declaring that she would happily be the flower girl, a message that not only delighted fans but also reinforced the long-standing friendship between the two women. Later, when Swift herself had announced her engagement to Travis Kelce, Selena reciprocated with warmth by sharing her congratulations on social media, accompanied by the phrase, "When bestie gets engaged," with a heart-faced emoji, an exchange that highlighted their closeness and mutual support at pivotal life moments. Around the same period, reports also turned to Travis Kelce's professional commitments, as the Kansas City Chiefs were said to be entering Week 4 of the 2025 NFL season. The team still searching for momentum after what was described as a sluggish start, though Kelce and his teammates had recently managed to secure an important 20-13 victory over the New York Giants in Week 3, a result that lifted their spirits before they prepared to host Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens, with both squads aiming to bring their record to 2 wins and 2 losses for the season, a matchup predicted to carry weight for their early campaign trajectory. Analysts pointed out that Kelce, who had reached his 13th season in the league, was yet to fully display his top form on the field, having compiled 10 receptions for 134 yards and a single touchdown across 3 games. Statistics that, while respectable, still fell short of the dominant production usually expected from him. Though optimism persisted that he could soon rediscover rhythm, particularly against the Ravens' defense, which had already shown vulnerability by conceding an average of 266 passing yards per game, ranking 31st in the league, a weakness Kansas City intended to exploit. Furthermore, although Baltimore had surrendered 5 passing touchdowns across their first 3 outings, no single receiver had managed to score more than once. Yet experts speculated that this upcoming encounter might be the stage where Kelce would break through and establish himself with a bigger contribution. Historical performance was also recalled as evidence, records since 2021 revealed that Kelce had averaged just over 79 receiving yards per game in 5 prior meetings with the Ravens while also collecting 2 touchdowns, figures that suggested he had enjoyed considerable success in such matchups. Commentators therefore underlined that this particular contest presented a crucial chance for Kansas City's passing unit to rediscover consistency, with not only Kelce, but also teammates such as Hollywood Brown and Tyquan Thornton being expected to add value in the offensive scheme. Through the opening 3 weeks, Kelce was calculated to have accounted for approximately 16% of the team's passing targets, having caught 10 of the 17 throws directed at him, and he was mentioned as being used carefully inside the red zone, targeted twice within the 20-yard line, with one attempt producing his sole touchdown so far. Observers highlighted that Kansas City's overall offensive design had leaned heavily on Patrick Mahomes' ability to distribute the ball to a range of receivers. But even in that system, Kelce's role remained indispensable, particularly against defenses that struggled to contain tight ends, and thus the spotlight was certain to fall on him again during this high-stakes clash. Subscribe for more updates. Returning to Taylor Swift's presence at Selena Gomez's wedding, insiders explained that the singer's involvement as Flower Girl was seen as a heartfelt gesture rather than a symbolic novelty, and it was emphasized that her presence alone elevated the ceremony's glamour, given her status as a global superstar. But what resonated more deeply was the image of 2 longtime friends sharing milestones in each other's lives. One as a bride, the other as a companion walking beside her during a defining moment. The wedding itself was described as a carefully crafted blend of intimacy and spectacle, the small circle of guests being treated to a setting that balanced exclusivity with grandeur, the helicopter overhead ensuring that rare glimpses would eventually reach the public without sacrificing the private spirit within the grounds. Swift's choice of a private rental home was reported again as indicative of her preference for controlled security, her team evidently believing that even luxury hotels could not provide the same assurances against intrusion, a reminder of the constant attention she attracts wherever she goes. Observers also recalled how Swift's comment under Gomez's engagement post had ignited waves of excitement among fans who viewed it not merely as playful banter, but as a demonstration of loyalty and enthusiasm, qualities that have marked their friendship for years. And when Gomez returned the sentiment after Swift's own engagement announcement, it cemented an image of mutual support that fans found touching. Meanwhile, media outlets chronicling Kelce's football campaign continued to track his numbers closely, pointing out how despite a modest statistical start, the veteran tight end's influence extended beyond raw data because his presence on the field shaped defensive schemes, and analysts predicted that his experience and chemistry with Mahomes would become decisive as the season advanced. Some speculated that the Ravens game could be the turning point, and others noted that Baltimore's defense, though inconsistent, remained physical and capable of forcing errors, meaning the Chiefs would have to execute sharply if they wish to take advantage of vulnerabilities. Subscribe if you want instant game insights. As weekend approached, the spotlight intensified on both storylines. Taylor Swift preparing for her Flower Girl duties in Montecito, while Travis Kelce braced for battle against Baltimore, and media narratives intertwined the two by portraying them as a couple balancing careers, friendships, and love under the gaze of millions, their lives unfolding across music, sports, and public imagination simultaneously. Reports noted that Swift's schedule was tightly packed, arriving just in time for wedding rehearsals, attending McCartney's concert for a breath of fun, and preparing for ceremonial responsibilities, while Kelce's focus had to remain firmly on game day strategies, practices, and team coordination, demonstrating how both carried demanding commitments yet managed to maintain connections through gestures, messages, and social acknowledgments. Analysts also revisited Kelce's career arc, remarking that his longevity in the NFL reflected discipline and resilience. And although some questioned whether age might gradually affect his explosiveness, many remained confident that his intelligence on the field and rapport with Mahomes would sustain his productivity. Others added that even a temporary dip in numbers did not erase the countless moments where he had been instrumental in championship pursuits, his legacy already secure but still being expanded one game at a time. Subscribe now for every detail.